The same dudes who blew up some airplanes mid-flight in New York City a while back, not 1941. I seem to recall there might have been some property damage too, structural, some towers or something, but whatever. Anyway, those dudes, the same ones who blow up shoppers on sidewalks and people at parades and commuters with car bombs and van bombs and bus bombs and train bombs and road bombs and plane bombs. What do they have against transportation? It's like a mania. Well, they do incidentally blow up Jews in Israel too. Some Jews, any Jew will do for these dudes. And not, of course, just in Israel. And not just Jews. Anyone, really. Any American or Spaniard or Brit or Indian or Filipino, German, Dane, or any Muslim, any human. These dudes think that humans are for killing. Killing on sight. Blow up on sight. Shoot to kill. And they're right. They are right to understand that the implacable, unappeasable blood enemy is fit only for one thing. Alas, they have no such enemy, but they are correct in understanding that such is the proper response should they somehow encounter a serious foe. Not that they will necessarily, hiding behind women and children as they do, while targeting women and children. Thus, Hamas. Not the delightful Middle Eastern chickpea spread, no. Not garbanzo. We live in interesting times. It's Bush's fault, of course, his and Trump's, MAGA. I've done a fair bit of reading about the USA a century ago, and I'm not the first to notice that these times are like those, transformational, transgenital formational. Telephones and gramophones and automobiles and electricity, appliances, a revolution. For the first time ever, you could listen to world-class music alone. Think how important music is today. Now, imagine that if you wanted to hear music, you had to make it yourself, or have someone make it, or go somewhere that it was being made. You see the point. Revolutionary. My smaller point is common sense. My son always impressed me with his common sense, probably because it is the same as my own. I raised him to see the black and the white, as well as the shades of gray, and he does. The application here, not just for him, but for every non-insane person, is that self-defense is an inalienable right. When faced with Hitlers, you kill them. Pardon the cliche. I do have a Godwin rule waiver, but I did say here, not very long ago, we can do business with some Hitlers, no contradiction. The Hitlers who are declared, who are marching, who've heated up the ovens, the Hansel and Gretel witch. These Hitlers need killing. The ones who only write books about their struggle, well, we live in a world where we cannot conquer every evil. So last year, the Mohammedans tried to genocide the Jews. Again, they used their Philistine base as a launching pad to attack Israel. In the aughts, variously, they did the same, tried to take over Lebanon for the same purpose, a place from which to launch rockets. Reports had it then as now that Iran was and is behind it. Well, it's only Jews. Who are the Jews to live in Israel? Put them on Madagascar. Or Madagascovans. Gas out. No. We've been here before, some number of times. Invasions and intifadas, blitzkriegs, Pearl Harbors, 9/11s, 10/7s. Sometimes we realize that the stand we take must be a war footing. Sometimes we just play at it. But challenges must be responded to, no matter the effect on gas prices or scented candles or whatever it is we care so much about. I'll pay the price, gladly. If paying more for the oil or the wax will buy me some more blood, the blood of enemies, because the enemy who murder the innocent, then hide behind civilians, well, Ralph Peters said it perfectly. Ahem. Those who wear civilian clothes to ambush soldiers or collect intelligence are assassins and spies, beyond the pale of law. Traditionally, those who masquerade as civilians in order to kill legal combatants have been executed promptly without trial. Consider today's norm. A terrorist in civilian clothes can explode an IED, killing and maiming American troops or innocent civilians, then demand humane treatment if captured, and the media will step in as his champion. A disguised insurgent can shoot his rockets, throw his grenades, empty his magazine, kill and wound our troops. Then, out of ammo, raise his hands and demand 3 hots and a cot while he invents tales of abuse. Yes, that just about sums the matter up. War is too the answer. Yes, it most certainly is. The days when armies arrayed in gaily hued uniforms lined up in neat rows and discharged rounds at each other in orderly volleys, gone. The days when armies wore uniforms, gone. We have been dragged back into barbarism, or rather, we are met by a barbarous foe who needs to be treated in kind. Reality aside, what Hamas and their fellow terrorists of any description need is not civil justice. They need military justice, but on the battlefield. Kill them. Kill them. Well, that's just a revenge fantasy, like the idiot movies the morons of Hollywood poop out. But even so, kill them. Or at least they should be killed, because they are exactly the same people who executed a one-way flight into New York City to such dazzling effect some 103 summers ago. Remember? Magnificent, wasn't it? Like Hollywood special effects or something. Surreal, remember? Almost like a dream. And they are still weaving their dreams, these terrorists, not the same individuals, but the same people. I suggest a rude awakening for them from this dream. I suggest we send swift messengers to whistle through their skulls and usher them into the more permanent reality that they call paradise and we call hell. Kill them. But no, I couldn't possibly be serious, talking as if there were an actual war. We're Americans now, sort of a sugardaddy playground monitor, crossing guards of the galaxy. Serious? Talk to the hand. So years and years and years ago, why, 2 years ago and 1 score, my son, my very son, was in Iraq. And he did indeed find himself on the blunt end of a rifle with vermin in his sights. Thank you, son. Save our lives. Save civilization. Frightening, isn't it, to hear a loving father say such a thing? But we have not saved the world from tyranny time and again, that we may now fall beneath the sandals of the Bedouin. Well, not us, certainly the Jews yet again. I said here that I expected the Islamist hostage taker, rapist murderers to celebrate our Thanksgiving, or our Xmas, or New Year's, or Valentine's Day, celebrated in their own unique yet reoccurring way. President's Day. I am so angry that I was wrong about that, and embarrassed. But even so, it will come. It will come. It did for Israel, did and does and will. We have not received that torch of freedom, lit at so dear a price by distant founders, and handed on along an unbroken line of patriots down to our very fathers and grandfathers, that we should now stand idle and let its flame blow out, gutter. There is too much darkness in the galaxy, and it is the young men who will save us under wise leadership, if we are blessed to have that. It was the blood of our sons, as it was of our fathers, that will preserve liberty. The blood of young Israelis, with that monster crouching at their doorstep, the blood of our sons and more, their courage and fierce violence. Because there's wisdom which avoids violence, but never at the price of true integrity. And wisdom looks down the road for what's coming, for what is needed, looks the way so very few of the political self-seeking hacks might do. But no, that was sloppy. Hacks would never be wise. I'm skirting around it, that word, that idea of patriotism that knows how to self-sacrifice. All those years ago, I did not send my son off to die. He volunteered, and the unspoken part of it is that he volunteered to kill. God blessed his safe return. And in a handful of weeks from now, I am due a grandchild. Thank you very much. My son did his part to make the future a place of peace and safety in honor. It's never really fixed, because there's always a new crop of morons, as there are of decent people. What makes for decent people is not softness, kindness only. It should be just about the last option. But necessary sometimes. Yes, young man, son, shoot to kill. and sleep well for it.